Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with Yarden. We're going to talk about the latest release of Copilot, and we have a lot of good stuff. And we're going to explore the latest innovation. So, just to start the agenda, Yarden will give a small introduction. Then she's going to talk about the AI Copilot latest release. So stay tuned. And of course, we're going to have demos that she will show real use cases. Then we're going to have the AI Copilot roadmap. So what we're going to do, in the next quarter or two. And of course, Q&A. And the ones that want to ask during the presentation, you have the Q&A box. Feel free to ask, and we will see the questions at the end, and we will answer everything. So yeah, go ahead, Yarden.
All right. So hi, everyone. Again, I'm Yarden. I'm a product manager here at Atera for the last almost 4 years. Wow. I'm in charge for the Copilot, which is a great honor. So yeah, we can start. Before we dive in, I just want to quickly introduce Atera Copilot for those who doesn't really familiar with all its capabilities. So Copilot is our built-in AI assistant that's designed to help the IT team save time and work more efficiently. It's available across the platform, whether you're working on devices, tickets, alerts, or just need help on the spot. It's always there in the corner, ready to assist. You can ask Copilot to do all sort of things, like generating scripts or commands, and even run them directly on devices from the Copilot chat. It can summarize remote sessions. Instead of going through logs, you can just quick overview of what was done. It also helps with ticket replies and ticket summaries, which saves tons of back and forth. And if you wish to filter your devices, you can just literally ask something like, show me all the machines without antivirus, and Copilot will do the work for you. And what's really nice is that now it's all connected to your actual data, your tickets, devices, alerts, everything. So the answer you get are based on what's really happening in your environment. And it's all powered by GPT 4.1 through Microsoft Azure. So everything stay private and secured. So at the end of the day, Copilot is here just to take the load off, to help you skip the repetitive stuff, find what you need faster, and keep things moving without getting stuck in the details. All right, so before we jump into the details, here's a quick look at what we've recently released in Copilot. We've added 3 new capabilities that really expand how Copilot can support your day-to-day. First, we have the Copilot Insights, which gives you smart suggestions based on real activity in your account, things like scripts and knowledge articles pulled from resolved ticket and from remote sessions that done by the team. Then we have the ticket field auto-populate, which helps save time by letting Copilot suggest values for things like category, priority, but also all kind of custom fields based on the ticket content. And lastly, it's the Atera account data integration, which I love it. It opens Copilot to your entire Atera environment. It means that you can ask questions and get answers pulled directly from your tickets and devices, technicians overload, and users, everything. So let's go by each one of them and start with the insights. Okay, so there we go. The insights will help you spot some useful patterns from things that already happen in your account, like resolved tickets or remote session across the devices. The idea is pretty simple. Instead of starting from scratch every time, Copilot looks at what your team's been doing and suggesting that might help in the future. So for example, it can suggest a script if it sees your team has manually do the same things over and over in the remote session, or it can recommend creating knowledge-based articles for issue that keeps coming up in tickets. So you don't need to dig through data or guess what to document. It's already there. Copilot just surfaces it for you. And in the future, we're planning to go even further, like suggesting changes to automation rules, or maybe flagging alerts that keep firing, or even pointing out devices that might need replacement based on alerts, tickets, and everything. And just a couple of tips from my side. In order to get recommendation based on remote session, please use Splashtop for remote session, since Copilot, for now, it can pick up on what's happening in Splashtop sessions only, again, for now. And make sure to close and resolve tickets, otherwise the Copilot won't learn from them. And I think it's worth checking the AI Center once in a while, maybe once in a week, just to see what's new. It updates regularly based on your activity. So let's see how it works in action.
Exciting.
So, yeah. You'll notice in the main menu that we have 117 new insights. It's a demo account with tons of data, so it's a lot. Usually it's less. So here's the full list of insights. Just a quick reminder, these are generated based on resolved ticket and Splashtop remote sessions completed by the team. So they're aggregated from top to bottom, starting with the KB article suggestions and script suggestions. You can also filter the suggestions right here. And let's take one as an example, like this one, enable the Wi-Fi adapter on the client's computer. You can read the description, for example, create a PowerShell script, check and enable. And let's say that I find this useful, something that could really help my team and my clients. I just click on the review scripts here. And now I can see the full script that the Copilot has generated for me. I also see the title and the description that it gives for me. And I also can choose to allow the Copilot to suggest this script as solution in future cases. And even more, I can choose to enable this for Autopilot, which is the new self-service AI assistant that we released, I think, a month ago. It helps them troubleshoot and resolve issues by themselves. And we have also the original prompt, so you can tweak it as much as you can. And once I'm happy with it, I just click on save. And that's it. From now on, my team doesn't need to do it manually anymore. They can just run the script directly from the Copilot or on the machine, and it saves a lot of time. This example is for scripts. We'll go by a specific example for knowledge base. For example, we have the offboarding an employee here. It looks like a great internal article because it gives the team a clear step-by-step process for handling offboarding. You can see that it gives me a list, and of course, I can change anything I want. I don't know, for example, like add a note in the ticket if something is missing and tag me. I need to choose this section, and it's internally for my team, and I'm creating the ticket. And the next time my team deals with offboarding, they'll find this KB article ready and waiting, so no need to start from scratch. So as you can see, Copilot Insights are built to save us time and capture what's already working in the organization. And it's incredibly easy. The hard work is already done. All I need to do is just to review, to tweak it if I need, and just to save it. And actually, in the near future, we'll expand with more insights, just like I said before. So if you have more ideas or types of insights that you love to see, then please feel free to share them in the chat here.
Or in the community we have.
Or in the community, right? Or also we have the feature board that you go to from Atera platform. We're listening to this and we're always looking to improve. So please feel free to write it here or wherever.
Yeah, then before you continue,
okay.
I do have a question, like actually two questions that customer asked us in the past. So you mentioned scripts based on remote sessions. They want to understand how does that work exactly? Like what's the link between the session and the suggested script?
Okay. We actually already have a feature called Remote Session Summary, which we released a few months ago. It uses AI to translate the technician activity during the remote session based on the session logs into a reading summary, just in a simple words. So you can easily see what actions were taken, what was the steps that were taken in this specific session. And now we're taking it a step further because we're analyzing those sessions just to identify the common patterns from those sessions and repetitive actions across different sessions. And based on those patterns, we just suggest scripts that can help automate those steps going forward.
Nice. So regarding the patterns, are there plans to make these insights even more proactive? For example, alerting a user before a pattern fully emerges?
Yes, not right now. We'll touch it in a few minutes during the roadmap session. That's a good question. Just I want to clear right now, you need to go into the AI center in order to view those insights manually, but we're working to making them much more proactive. So for example, the Copilot will be able to automatically alert the team when it detects suspicious patterns, for example, like unusual login activity or spikes in repeated alerts on the same device. The main goal is to help the team catch issues earlier and act faster, but this one is the early phase. It's still the early phase.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so I'm continuing to the next feature. Okay, it's not working. 1 second. All right, ticket field auto-populate. This one is for the PSA and ticketing users of Atera. So hear this out. One of the really helpful things that Copilot can do now is auto-fill ticket fields based on what written in the ticket. It reads the content and the comments, and based on that, it can suggest values for things like priority, categories, but also custom fields that you've added to your own setup. It means to save time and keep things consistent, especially when different people fill out tickets in different ways, like all the time. You can use this for all kind of use cases. Here's a few examples. You can autofill, the Copilot can autofill whenever an on-site visit is needed or not, or flag if there is a security concern, generate a short summary for reporting purposes. And I know that a lot of our customers were looking for this one. Also add a resolution note when the ticket is closed, again, based on the comments from the ticket, or just set the priority just to help you sort and dispatch. Just a few tips from my side. It works with both built-in fields and custom ones. And Copilot learns based on how the field is titled, like the title of the field. So if the field is clear and descriptive, it's easier for the Copilot to understand what it's meant to do. And I'll show in a minute what the descriptive field is. And like I mentioned, Copilot look at the actual content in the ticket. So the more context it has, even from the end user, the better suggestion it gives. And this is nice example for the Copilot to take care of the small and repetitive stuff that eats up the time. And you're letting your team to focus on solving issues instead of the data entries. So let's see how it works. So first I'll take you to the custom fields of our tickets just to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm looking for the admin, custom fields. And again, this is a demo environment. We have tons of custom fields, but let's focus on the last three. We have, for example, the floor to detect the location of the ticket is all about. If it's a security concern, and also a user frustration score from 1 to 5, just to help me determine whether this ticket is high priority or lower. And I'll add another field just for this example. Let's add a text field called ticket summary, but I want to be precise, so I'm going to add short summary because I want it to have like maybe one line for reporting purposes, and I'm adding this field. Yeah, let's add. All right, it's here in the custom fields. And now let's go to the forms, just to make sure that we're going to see this field in the forms. So I'm going to the basic form, sorry. I'm going to find the custom field that I just created, ticket short summary. Again, this is not new. This is just best practices for dealing with ticketing. And I'm going now to the automation rule where the magic happens. Ticket automation rules. Okay. And now you can look only at the first one, ticket fields auto-populate. I created it from before. This automation rule is for new ticket created. This is the trigger, and I have two action types without conditions, set field value by Copilot. And for now, I chose floor and user frustration score from 1 to 5. And let's add another one. Let's see, I'm going to add the security concern, yes or no. So from now on, every new ticket that is created, those three fields are going to be auto-populated by the Copilot. All right, and let's add another one. Here, I'm going to add a ticket summary upon ticket creation. And it doesn't matter the description, it's just for now, trigger. We can use any trigger that we want. But for now, I'm going to use not ticket created. Let's do it for every time there is an update in the ticket of the status. So if I'm changing the status or anyone is changing the status, the summary will be updated as well. So the trigger is ticket status changed. And I don't need any condition. I wanted to have it on all of my tickets. All right, and actions, let's set field value by Copilot and looking for the new summary that I've just created. Here it is. Okay. So from now on, every ticket that changed the status, the ticket summary will be updated as well. Okay. Now, let's create a new ticket just to see how it really works. Danielle, can you put on mute?
Sure.
Thanks. Okay, I'm adding a new ticket. The printer stopped working, for example. I'm going to give it like a dramatical and urgent tone to see how it acts with the user frustration score. 8th floor, just to see if it detects the floor. We cannot print. Please fix it ASAP. Again, dramatical as I can. I'm not going to fill out the 4 fields. I'm keeping them empty for now because the Copilot will do it by itself, but I can if I want. And I'm creating the ticket. And let's see what it chose to do. I'm going to the first ticket. The printer stopped working. It's this one. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to see it. We have 8th floor. We have user frustration 4 out of 5 because of the dramatical tone. And security concern, no, it's not a security concern. It's just a printer that is not working. So let's close this ticket just to see how the summary works as well. Hi, Billy, I cleaned the queue and now the printer is working. Sending this, and I'm going to change the status to let's say pending. It doesn't really matter because the trigger is on every change of the status. Okay, and now I need to refresh or go out and go back to the ticket. Now I'm refreshing the ticket. And I can see that we have the ticket short summary. It's pretty short. Yeah, the printer in the 8th floor stopped working. Yarden cleaned the queue and it's fixed. And now I can use this field for reporting purposes just to see what this ticket was all about and how the team handled it. So this is a use case. And we already had some really positive feedback from our customers using this feature. They've told us that it's saving them a lot of time and making ticket handling much smoother. Some of them are using it to detect some internal information, such as the employee number or maybe machine that the ticket is about. So, of course, we encourage you guys to use it as well, just to save your time and give us, of course, feedback. That's for the ticket custom field. If there is any question, I'm here.
Yes. I have more questions that customer ask us. So the first one, can teams override or edit what Copilot suggests? And if they do, does Copilot learn from that?
Okay. So yes, of course, the team can absolutely override what Copilot suggests. Right now, the Copilot doesn't learn from those manual inputs. It only uses the title of the field to generate its suggestions. But in the future, in next phase, we plan to incorporate historical values so the AI can learn from past inputs in order to improve its recommendation over the time.
Okay, nice. And another one, could Copilot one day auto-assign tickets based on what it fills in, like routing a high priority or security concern ticket to a specific team?
Actually, you can already do something like this today using the ticket automation rule, because if Copilot fills a field with predefined values, for example, priority with high, medium, low, or yes, no fields such as the security concern, then you can create a rule that says, for example, if security concern is yes, then automatically assign the ticket to specific technicians group. But the challenge is it comes with a free text field, like the ticket summary, for example, because the AI output isn't fixed or predictable. Because in those cases, specifically automation rules, it cannot be used effectively yet. But stay tuned because we're going to talk about the AI agents in the roadmap session, where they will be designed to help you in exactly those kind of cases, those kind of dynamic cases, let's call it that way. So we'll talk about it.
So there's a lot more to come.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next, and this one is, I think it's the most exciting one for me. It's the Atera account data integration with the Copilot chat. It's something that we're really excited about, especially for those who wanted to go beyond chat and start getting real answers from your own environment. So Copilot chat is now connected to your actual Atera account data. It means that you can read things like tickets, devices, alerts, technicians, user patching, softwares, everything that you can imagine. And the Copilot will give you answer based on what's really happening right now. So instead of just guessing or pulling a manual report, you can just ask the Copilot questions like, which devices have been offline the longest? Or are there any machines that should probably be replaced soon? Or even which technicians have the biggest ticket backlog? It can also help surface trends from last month or find which devices trigger the most antivirus alerts. And if you're looking at specific ticket, you can just even ask something like, do we already have a knowledge base article that can solve this ticket? I really love this feature. There are a few things to keep in mind.
Yeah, then just a quick question. Does it matters which role I have for accessing to the account data? Like what other roles see if they're not admins?
Yeah, that's a good question. This feature is open mostly for admins because of permissions issues. Technicians that are not defined as admins can use this feature, but they can ask questions only on tickets and devices, and of course get the data that they can really access to. So if I cannot see data of specific site or customer, that the Copilot won't return those answers.
It considers the permission, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. There are a few things to keep in mind, some tips. Try to be specific. Broad or vague questions might not give you what you're looking for. The Copilot always learns and gets better and better, but it's still the beginning, so try to be concise. If you can break down the question, complex request into smaller steps, it works better that way. Don't ask it to go over thousands of items at once, and I'll show an example in a minute. Keep it scope to something manageable, and this one is you're going to see how it will act if it doesn't know how to handle large data sets. And use clear language, especially the same wording that you're finding in Atera, for example, open tickets, offline devices, or if you have a specific customer called, I don't know, Spider-Man, then explain Copilot that Spider-Man is a customer, just to give it all the context it needs. Again, it's the beginning. And later it will understand by itself, we hope. But right now we need to just give him some help. The feature really turns Copilot into a powerful reporting and troubleshooting tool, one that you can actually talk in plain language. So let's see how it works. Okay, I'm going to use the Copilot chat in the corner of the screen, and I can ask anything I want from here. And I'm going to focus on offline devices. So I can ask question like which devices have been offline for more than 3 months, for example. Again, 3 months is the scope that I'm giving him. And I'm sending it, and now the Copilot is looking into my devices data and probably maybe on the last login field in order to decide which devices are offline for a long time. So here's a list of the devices. We can see the names of the device with the last online. And now let's focus on patterns maybe. For example, I can ask, are there devices where similar alerts repeat after the resolution, for example? This specific question just to help me spot unreliable devices or noisy devices that might creating alert fatigue. It allows the team to focus on real issues and not constant repeat. So here's the list, and you can see the agents, you can see the alert and the dates. Copilot sometimes automatically gives me the IDs instead of the names of the devices, which is something that we're currently working to fix. But for now, I'm going to just ask him to give me the names. Again, it's connected to the data. It's pretty easy task for him. So it gives me the names themselves. And there it is. Okay, perfect. I remind you that the Copilot is connected to OpenAI, so I can ask him anything I want, just like ChatGPT, like how should I handle this? I can ask for advice, troubleshooting steps, or script suggestions, all within this chat. So let's try another area. For example, we have the ticketing. And one common pain point for all of us is duplicated tickets. So I can ask this question. And you can see that I'm not going to scope the question. I'm going to ask him, look at all the tickets and try to find duplicates. And on this account, we have hundreds of thousands of tickets. So it's not going to work. Spoiler alerts. It's going to give me like I'm currently unable to access this data. So now I'm going to scope it a little bit. Please check it again, but this time, please look at the open tickets. And now it will be easier for it. And now I can merge them, reduce noise in the queue, and just make my life easier. Let's go to the last example about technician workload. Here I'm going to show you what we're doing with the user ID. I don't know who are those users. Just tell me who are those users. So again, this is a very easy task for him. And there it is, all the users. And now let's go to technician workload, and we can ask question like, let's say, thanks. Again, I'm trying to be nice. Which technicians have the highest number of assigned open tickets? Open tickets, again, this is the scope. And just like that, I can get a view of who's currently overloaded. I have 5 technicians with a lot of open tickets on them. I don't know the names. I'm asking in for the name. Again, soon it will be automatically with the names themselves without needing us for asking again and again. And it gives me the names. For example, let's take Dima, technician number 56. Yeah, it's 56, and we can see that 56 has 21 open tickets, and I just wanted to make sure that this is right. So let's see. This one I can find pretty easily. Let's look for Dima. And yes, we have 21 open tickets on Dima. So the Copilot is supposed to be pretty reliable, but if you're getting any other answers that are not really, you're suspicious that it's not really the real answers, so please tell us this is the exact cases that we're looking for. So as you can see, the Copilot becomes your assistant for instant insight and also decision making. You just ask, you get the real answers from your own data. No digging, no reports, no waiting, maybe a little bit waiting, but not that much, I think. And we're not stopping here. The next step is to allow you to take direct actions from the answers, because right now you see it gave me answers by text. And maybe we want to give you the option to do some actions like bulk update on outdated devices, or maybe merge the duplicate tickets like the example I showed before, or maybe even apply automation profile based on insight. We'll talk about it in a few minutes in the roadmap session. That's
Then
it.
I know that you might mention that, but again, like what happens when I ask a really broad question, like what's going on with my account, for example? Like how can I make those more actionable?
Right now, the Copilot isn't quite ready to handle very broad questions like what's going on with my account. Though I definitely encourage you to try and see what it gives you. It's interesting. Since it's still in early phase, it works best when you guide it towards a specific data set, like tickets or alerts or devices, that help it better understand and the context and give you something more actionable for you. Actually, for example, one customer asked the Copilot, we talked like, I think a week ago, and he told me that he asked the Copilot to analyze their ticket volume and the assignments of the tickets to help understand if they need to hire a new technician for the team. And actually, the result, yeah, it was surprisingly insightful. So yes, you can absolutely experiment, but try to point the Copilot in the right direction to get the most value.
And how up to date is the data Copilot uses? Like, is it, I don't know, hours, seconds?
It's live. It uses live, pretty much real time. There might be a delay of a few seconds at most, but it's constantly synced, so you're always working with the up to date information.
Nice, very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so 1 second. Before we move on, just a quick recap. We went through the 3 new Copilot capabilities, the insight, ticket field, auto fill, and the integration to the Atera to your account data. And now I just want to give you a quick sneak peek into what's coming next, what we're working on right now, what we're planning in the near future. So let's look.
More exciting because we have a lot.
We have a lot. Just a sneak peek into 4 of them. So the first one, it's not really a roadmap. It's actually on production. That's like a spoiler. It's already live. You can feel free to try it out. The report summary generator. You can go into a specific report and click on the generate button that you will see there. It's new. And Copilot will create a short summary for you, highlighting some key insights or trends without you having to go through all the numbers yourself. You can also export the summary and the report to a PDF. It's especially useful for things like monthly reviews or team updates. And we're planning to expand this further soon with better context. So that's the reason it's still here in the roadmap. So please try it out. The next thing is the Atera agent. And this one is one of the most exciting areas, especially for me, since I'm the product manager of all this. because the Atera agents, it's pretty amazing. You will be able to build your own automated workflows with AI without needing to code. Um, think of it like it's the way to customize how Copilot works for you. So here's a few examples. Patch Manager Agent, which by the way is already in development, soon it will be released. It helps you to automate patching tasks across your endpoints, and basically it will open new capabilities for more advanced workflows. For example, like gradual rollout or retries or patching windows. Also, you will be able to break down the tasks as much as you want because the AI agent will do all the work based on the rules and settings that you define on the patching plan. Again, plain text, no, I don't know, code or complex user interface. Very, very basic, and it will be magical. So this one is the first one. We have other plans for ticket triage agent. So for automatically maybe sort incoming tickets, set priority, assign the right technician based on specific rules, and more stuff like that. So for example, the what you asked about the automation rule, you can do it from the agent themselves. Asset manager agent. I don't know if you know, but asset management, the new platform is going to be released in 1 month, I think, maybe 1.5 months from now. And then we were going to build the agent of the asset manager to help you keep track of outdated hardware, warranty expirations, or maybe devices that need attention or replacement. And another example is for the onboarding and offboarding agent, which we know is a pain point for our users. Imagine that the agent will be able to do the full checklist to onboard or offboard an employee, from user setup and software installation to license removal and device cleanup, everything it can do for you. So basically, you'll be able to build whatever workflow you need using this agentic AI, and we'll give you the tools to do it very easily. So this one is for the agents. The third one is action mode for the Copilot. As I said before, Copilot mostly gives you answers in text, but we all know that this is only the beginning. We're working on action mode, which, or instead of just getting suggestions, you can actually tell the Copilot to do the work for you. So for example, you will be able to ask him to create a ticket for a specific issue, and it will do it for you. Or build a report showing open tickets by technicians. Or run scripts on all Windows 10 machine, or even merge duplicate tickets from the last 30 days, like the example we showed before. So you'll be able to interact naturally and get things done directly through the Copilot chat. And last but not least, very not least, is the Copilot in mobile app, Slack, and more integration. It comes straight from your feedback, and we're on it. I promise you. We're bringing Copilot into places where you already work. For example, the mobile app of Atera. Imagine going on site and getting a quick ticket summary before even talking to the users. Or in Slack, you'll be able to create or respond to tickets, get summaries, and trigger actions, all from a message thread. We're also looking at other integration like Zapier and MCPs and others, so you can plug Copilot into your broader tool set. And we have a lot on the roadmap that we don't want to dig into right now, but these are the four main things. And now, actually, it's your turn, because we're shaping this product based on real needs. So your input is really matters for us. If you have any ideas, even small ones that will make your life even a bit more easier for you, drop them here in the chat, again, in the feature board as well, or in the community. We're always listening, and a lot of what you're seeing today come directly from user feedback. Yeah, that's it, I think.
Great. That was great, Yarden. Really exciting. I can't wait for what's going, to come.
Me too.
Really
Yeah. Tell this to my dev team.
Yes. So we're at the Q&A and we do have some questions. Again, if you have any other questions, feel free to add it on the Q&A box and we will answer it today. So first of all, if the session is recorded, yes, it's recorded and you'll get it by email. The second question, I think I can even share it. Nice. Sylvester asks, can we integrate real-time data from Copilot with data analysis tools? Good
Okay.
question.
That's a
Nice.
good one. Integrate
Yes.
real-time data from Copilot from. I wonder which data analyst tools you're using. Basically, right now you can't. This is not something that we can from the Copilot. But as I said before, we're going to work on a new integration. One of them will be Zapier, and the other is MCP, which is a new world that we just came in for us. And the idea is to help you integrate other tools to the Copilot and ask questions on those tools as well. So this is on the roadmap, but it will take some time. It's something that we're planning for early next year. So I think maybe February. This one on the plans. Unfortunately, it's not available for now. But it's a really cool use case.
Yes, definitely. Another question. We use Atera for IT management, but not for its ticketing system. How would AI Copilot benefit our specific use case?
You're using IT management. I'm guessing all the remotes, the RMM side of Atera.
Yeah.
And that's not a problem. I gave some use cases for ticketing, for the ticketing side of Atera, but you can, again, the Copilot is connected to all of the data sets for patching, for agent softwares as well. You can ask questions about anything of that. It just won't go through the data sets of tickets, but that's not a problem. It's not something that you will be able to feel in any way. So that's not a problem. And also it's connected to the assets of Atera, asset management in Atera. So you can ask questions on your assets as well.
Okay, nice. Another question that we have. So we have Microsoft Copilot licenses pack in our environment. If I buy Atera Expert, can get the AI Copilot features based my Microsoft licenses.
Okay, so you're saying you have a license for Copilot Microsoft, and you're trying to see if we can integrate our Copilot to your Microsoft account. I think that's not the first time that I'm getting this request, so that's interesting. Again, it's not something that we can do right now, but with the integration, we will be able to do it. And with Microsoft Copilot, it will be incredibly easy. I think this will be maybe the first one that we will start with. So unfortunately, not right now, but that's on our plans.
Great. And last question that we have. So is there a way to get Copilot to help start Splashtop on a client device when the device is online but will not connect? Every time I have tried, it was not helpful.
So you're trying to start a Splashtop session on the device, and it's really online, but it's not connecting. So you're saying maybe the Copilot can help me with. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I need to check about it because maybe we do have some workarounds with that the Copilot can help. Chris, let me get back to you. We have your information. I'll check with the dev team and we see if we can maybe work around with the Copilot about this. So thanks, Chris. We're on it.
So another last question, and then we have to wrap up. Okay, so can AI Copilot will get data from other RMM tool in our environment?
I wonder which tools you're using. For example, maybe Intunes or stuff like that. So that's interesting. We didn't thought about this case, actually. No, you cannot with the integration. Maybe you can, but we need to think about it through because I guess you wanted to do some real actions on the tool that you're playing with. So I'm not sure about that. I need to check this again.
Maybe it's another thing for the roadmap, yeah, then.
Yeah, maybe that's really interesting. Didn't thought about this use case. So, Anand, why? Let me check that as well with the dev team. That's interesting. Didn't thought about it.
Great. So thanks a lot, everybody. And thanks a lot to Erden. It was really insightful, really exciting. I can't wait for the roadmap. And there's a lot more to come. Again, if you have any ideas, insights, feedback, we would love to hear it in the community, here in the chat. We can see it later. So feel free to put it on the chat or on the feature board. We would love to hear it. And thank you. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks, Yarden.
Thank you so much, guys. So happy to be here and see all of you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.